The jungle, Kintargo, Kovlar. Everywhere the Triad has popped up, they have fallen. They won't win.
You're right. They'll never win. We've given them no quarter, forced them back into hiding at each turn, back into their holes. Where do they hide now?
Along the Golden Road. Coin me and show their safety and buy them some time. No amount of gold will protect them from us.
Us. Together. Beating death, breaking curses, and always finding our way. We'll find them. And then they'll know it's over.
So run. Run all you like. There is no fortress, no keep that will protect you. No army or force that will stop us. No matter how long it takes, we will find you. And we will destroy you. We are the Unforgotten. We are eternal.
Hello, and welcome to Penny for a Tale. Tonight we're playing Age of Ashes, which is an adventure path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We are wrapping Book 5 of 6 here on this episode 74. Before I get into where we left off and where we're going, I would like to reintroduce the cast, starting with Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Sailix Lavendil tonight. Oh, it's been crazy, and I can't wait to get this underway. It's gonna be, I'm so excited, filled with so much nerves, and let's go.
All right, James.
Hi everybody, I'm James. I will be playing Legion, the Construct Monk, and who knows, possibly Waldorf the Grizzly Bear? What? Yeah, this ought to be interesting. The season finale, as it were.
It is that indeed. All right, Jen.
Hello. I am Jen. I play the Vesparin / Eriyn. I'm happy to be back. I was at Gen Con last weekend, so I wasn't able to play. And I hear some stuff happened. But my character wasn't around for that stuff because she was in a dark, scary place. And we'll all see what all happened there. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, I am Sam. Tonight I will be playing Poppy, Ava Ravenswood, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. She's not happy right now, so yeah.
She's unhappy? Wow, okay.
Just a little bit.
That's pretty out of pocket, but we'll go with it. Last but not least, Mr. Smith.
Hello, I am Mr. Smith. The newly, re-christened Rune Ravenswood, catastrophic wizard of this band of the Unforgotten, and I am super interested to see how this evening goes.
All right, so take it to me then, the GM. I'm going to tell a story. Story of the fall of the Scarlet Triad, maybe. We'll see. Quick shout out we are sponsored by Smiteworks. They created Fantasy Grounds Unity. We've used it for this whole run. It's been fantastic. They have full support for this adventure path and more, this system and more, and a bunch of other stuff. Check them out at fantasygrounds.com. We're also sponsored by The Only Sheet, which makes a really awesome Pathfinder 2nd edition and 1st edition character sheet. They're really cool. Check them out on theonlysheet.com. Music tonight is Rock Narden and Michael Ghelfi, used with permission, and we also use Sirenscape for our sound effects, which, if you're familiar with the TTRPG space, it's super popular, and it is for a reason, because it has a ton of sounds, and it's super cool. You might hear some of them tonight when I'm killing a bunch of people. I didn't say the party. I just said people. Just said people. But without further ado, let's get into it. Because the party is a bit fractured right now. Poppy's back, and we're just now coming out on the heels of a victory against all odds to secure the 2/3 majority vote to remove the Scarlet Triad from the great city of Katapesh. Poppy somehow made it work. It doesn't really matter how or what's going to happen next. What matters is there's a bunch of moving pieces, and not only do the Unforgotten want to move to take action against the Scarlet Triad, hold up in the Red Pyramid, but the Packmasters have a vested interest as well. They made a hasty decision to take Rune up on his offer. And I imagine what happens now is the party reconvenes at the hideout to discuss a plan of attack. Or more importantly, just discuss if they need anything before they head out, because really it's not something to plan, it's just something to march out and do, because you know where they are, you know they're hiding, and all you need is a weapon, right? So let's see, I know Legion, Rune, and Poppy, or maybe Sailix as well. I think you will be at the hideout at this time, is that correct? Do you have any items that you needed to address from the council first?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Oh. Wait. As they kind of walk into the hideout, Sailix goes up and he just grabs Rune's hand and he pushes the gem into his palm, and he's like, something about a temporal noose or some bullshit. 2 people, 1 time, plane of time, whatever. I don't know, you should have been there. Instead, you fucking vanished behind a curtain. And he just kind of pushes his hand down. It's like, alright. Onward.
I'll take it. Not long after you arrive, you notice, of course, Gilroy is there. Finally, he's been coming and going, but he made sure to line up his travel so that he's there in time for the vote, and he's aware of the outcome. And Triadle is there as well. Poppy, where are you?
Good question. She kind of looks for a moment like she is looking for something, but very much so she's just staying near Rune or nearby. But after a moment, she would just kind of say aloud, my bow? Does anybody know where it went?
Funny story about that.
I know it was taken. I don't know. Oh.
Spontaneously in the middle of the ball, and it turned to ash. It was a very tragic scene, honestly. No one saw it happening. It was just poof, gone. Anyway, has anybody seen the Vesparin?
Hang on that poof gone. There is a clamor and a crash as suddenly the Vesparin's body
crash lands on the whatever the main dinner table area is, just spraying everything everywhere. As she just sort of lands in this clamor and a clacket.
Ah. Well, there she is. Sailix just kind of takes his finger and wipes something off of Intridal's face and is like, delicious.
She kind of looks very gaunt and unusually pale for her usual demeanor and countenance. Like, if you have anybody like starving, basically she has that kind of look to her features, and she just kind of doesn't seem quite conscious at this point.
Poppy will actually give Sailix a dirty look and rush over to Eriyn's side. Do a medicine check. She's placing her fingers on against her wrist, just checking her over. And looking up at the ceiling, wondering where the heck she just fell from.
For all intents and purposes, right now she seems dead.
Rune?
Rune has similarly rushed over to where the Vesparin is, and will mimic Poppy's actions in terms of checking over V. I presume getting similar results. I don't.
The other thing, real fast, if I can interrupt very briefly, is she looks very different also in terms of her look. You would notice that where she had that mark of pharasma on her chest, there's it looks as if there was claw marks specifically made to mar the symbol that was just left on her flesh. She wears a mask that covers half of her face that seems to be very reminiscent of those Oni masks with just teeth and in a wicked mockery of a grin in gold and black. And everything about her outfit seems sharper and more dangerous, something poisonous almost.
He will detect magic just because. If I need to break through the feat that Eriyn has, let me know. Since detect magic's a divination effect. Really just looking to see if there's any overriding magical effect on Eriyn. Or if it's just, they have magical accoutrement.
If you've been empirical about the fact that she couldn't die and have observed her arcane fingerprint, if you were, it would appear that this is just the same. It manifests differently phenotypically now, but altogether it has the same scent, same taste. Really, that's sixth sense.
Well, he will at least use just a simple heal spell to see if it will at least heal the superficial damage. If can't guarantee that it will jumpstart her by any stretch of the imagination. But so in a Rune will put both of his hands on Erin's abdomen, and then one on her forehead, as his purple eye, which would be his left eye, it goes completely white as this white energy sort of flows down and courses over her body. Assuming that there's any life left, the minor scars and superficial damage would be healed. 5 hit points, give or take.
Yeah, so basically, like, you hear, like, this brief, like, cough, as if, you know, and you can feel with, your hand on her chest that, like, almost as if, you know, the lungs are attempting to, like, relearn how to breathe again and how to absorb air and oxygen, as you can, you know, just feel that struggle of trying to remember how to be alive. And, you know, there's that other brief sputter that quickly turns into a series of coughs as suddenly she just gasps for air and, you know, kind of just starts, like, spasming and coughing on the table. And she just grabs Rune's hand very tightly. Food!
Yes, of course. Rune will just pull out a piece of bread from his own pack, or excuse me, some rations from his own pack, and hand it over.
I imagine as soon as the pack is opened, it's just immediately absent from his hand and just, like, being devoured. And she, like, looks immediately to the others, like, more.
Legion would go into housemaid mode, essentially, and go fetch, you know, a nice charcuterie board and just constant, you know, tea and everything. Yeah, he's surprisingly
Sailix
domestic.
would just point at all the food she's laying on.
Is she? I thought it was
You
like a
landed on
battle
a-
table.
You landed on the dinner table full of food. It was their celebration.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
never mind.
she's very quickly scrambling and, like, just eating whatever is closest.
Rune will at least wait for her to satiate her clear hunger.
Triad will return soon. Sort of shuffling in. Peering at his office briefly, he's really been living out of this place, and it shows, but he, with a frown, they're beginning to pack up. They want to get out of there. Any Triad agent from within the city walls, they've fallen back into the pyramid. I imagine we have a couple days, but who knows what could be lost in even hours. What's the plan, guys?
Wait a second. How long have I been gone? Did we win the vote?
2 days.
Floppy?
2 days, we won the
Triad
vote.
just
Poppy's
looks-
back.
And Triad will chime in. Pay no mind to the one that doesn't sleep. Vespa, you've been gone 11 days. It doesn't matter. So what's the plan? And he'll move immediately to start clearing off his desk, which sort of just sits in a convenient little coop where he can spy on everything in the hideout.
Rune will sort of wave his hand over the dinner table that Eriyn is still lying on, and the food seemingly disappears, leaving an illusion of the area around the pyramid. And based on his own memory, the pyramid sort of separates, and you can see the details of each floor, since he, I think, was on all of them.
Legion would offer a hand to Vesparin. She wants to get off the table.
Yeah, she seems like a bit unsteady on her feet, and you know, kind of like takes that moment to like assess if she can actually get off the table under her own power. But then, you know, would very graciously take Legion's hand.
Yeah, just think of Legion as the world's biggest orderly at the moment. Any heavy lifting, you know, just lean on me. I got you.
Fair assessment.
And I'm sure you have a story. I'm sure you have a story to tell, but we do have something to take care of today.
The job is the job, wizard. What do you need me to do?
Well, what you do best, really. Kill.
She looks kind of like her eyes take on just sort of a faraway look for a moment when he says that, as she looks at the it's like a serrated blade, because you would notice that she doesn't have the old whip anymore, and she kind of just looks at it for a second and looks back at Rune and nods very slowly.
All right, Mr. Lavendil. You're the one who's led armies before. How are we going to do this?
Oh, well, this is hardly an army.
We're the best you got.
Right. So, me, Legion, and Rune are going to walk up front. And we're going to walk in the front doors. Vesparin and Poppy? Vesparin does what she does best and sneaks in. Poppy, try to follow the Vesparin as best you can. And they will go explore what I assume they have lower levels. No one knows. But, absent an army, this is the best we have. I assume that if they did have Waldorf, he'd be kept below. The real question becomes, once we get it in, if there is an expansive upstairs, who's going to search the upstairs?
So the upstairs, as the illusion sort of zooms in and focuses on the second level where Rune had walked through, there are some bedrooms up there with some offices, but that's really about it. At least that's about all I saw. There might be additional space either further up, but I don't believe there's any further stairs.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's really about it.
the question is if Uri, who seems to be the top of the Triad in this area, if his personal office and quarters were up there, if there's anything special that he's keeping hidden.
Are we not going to the Red Pyramid? The estate,
No, we
I
are.
believe, is closed to us.
Right, we're going to go in and let ourselves in.
Are we searching for anything else besides freeing Waldorf and anyone else they may still have?
Waldorf is a priority, without a doubt. We will not leave him behind, plain and simple. Any other slaves that might be in there? I would urge each of us to consider setting them free as well. Beyond that, I believe we have a score to settle with the Triad.
It is also very likely that this is just yet another arm of the organization. It is possible that there could be documents, traces, evidence of where else their tendrils have led. So if we can find more clues, then hopefully that will let us eradicate them once and for all.
This is going to sound very selfish, but there are very large mysteries concerning, well, me. Or at least my doppelganger, or maybe I'm the doppelganger, who knows.
Right, that does sound incredibly selfish. We need to focus. Someone get Poppy a weapon.
Your Poppy doesn't have a
yes.
weapon.
Weapons.
Sailix puts a bag of ash on the thing. Unless anybody can make one out of that. That's... He kind of pushes it towards her. That's your bow, by the way. It cost me 3,000 gold. Very expensive dust.
Thanks for gathering the ashes of my bow that spontaneously caught fire.
Crazy.
Do you
Crazy
mind,
it happens
Poppy?
fast.
May I take it?
Why?
He just smiles. You will need a weapon, will you not?
I mean, yes. She'll hand it over. I don't think that it will be the same.
No, it won't be. As both of Rune's eyes sort of glow as he throws the dust inside the bag into the air as it sort of sprays outward, sort of hangs in the air for a moment. Well, not... it doesn't actually slow, but time seems to slow down as Rune's hands begin to reach out to the particles of ash that once made up the oath bow of Poppy Ravenswood. As his fingers touch a few of them that are hanging in the air, a web of magical energy begins to connect to each one, like there's making them shine like stars in a night sky. This line of arcane energy binds to each speck of ash that hangs, and slowly these little particulates begin to come together, and there's this shape in the midst of this cloud that begins to form. It's almost bow-like, but not quite, as the arch of a bow can be seen forming. And over the span of a few minutes, Rune's hands just sort of sculpt and shape the ash into this short handheld crossbow. At one end of the crossbow's main bow area, there is the symbol of Torag. At the other end, there's the symbol of Ravenswood. And directly in the center, bears the symbol of Skysteel, binding two families together. The crossbow itself is a mixture of ash wood and the original oath bow wood, a cedar. At its trigger end, there is a series of metallic eyepieces with varying sizes crystals set in them. The trigger also bears the Ravenswood family crest. And at the end of this spectacle, there's this crossbow hovering in the air. And he looks to Poppy. I will make adjustments if you wish, but I believe this may suffice for tonight.
She slowly walks forward and takes the crossbow, her thumb brushing over the symbol of Torag and then Skysteel, and then the Ravenswood family crescent. Thank you, Rune. We promise me we'll get him back.
One way or another, Waldorf will be coming back with us.
There's a knock at the door. Low, as if someone were kicking it. Trying to haul something in. Gilroy's done it, but and Triad might be a bit lazy today. His mind on something else. He doesn't take the proper precautions. It's fine, because as he opens the door, there's a certain someone on the other side. Hello.
Ew,
Well. Oh. Not me. You have a special day. Triad speaking. They request your presence. Sort of licks his lips. Even he's been so stressed out about the council vote that this facade is starting to wear down. Underneath this is a very, very wise man who's also quite irritated about the political upheaval in Katapesh. But it sort of just lifts up again. A trade of some sort. Negotiations. Didn't hear it from me, but it sounds like he'd like to speak with you.
Why is that?
Well, he's leaving soon. And he has one of yours.
Very well. Wait outside, please.
He'll spit into the sand, and then just like merrily walk on off. Already headed up to the pyramid, down south of the pyramid.
Rune will close the door.
If they want to negotiate to let Dwarf free, then we need to go.
Yes, we do. But, just in case, we all need to be ready.
Change of plans. I'll meet with Uri. Legion, you go to the pyramid. Vespa and Poppy, you go and get Dwarf back. Same plan, just I'll keep Uri busy.
Exactly.
Before you leave,
this is a
Mr.
stalling
Lavendil.
tactic.
I would agree. Rune will open the side of his robe as several pieces of a broken blade sort of float out. I believe you have something that is of import to this blade, Mr. Lavendil.
Oh, the stone. Yes, I placed that into your hand earlier, if you remember.
My apologies, Mr. Lavendil. Quite you did. As the stone will come out of a pouch on Rune's side, a eyeglass floats up into to cover Rune's eye as he runs his hands along the length of the blade. The various pieces, they meld together, but it's very clear they're not. The gears aren't as smooth as they once were. It's very clear that the blade will not be able to shift. As the gem sort of floats over to one end, he looks at Sailix. It would appear, Mr. Lavendil, the body will need some extra care from Dwarf. However, I believe the soul is ready. I believe the soul is ready to enact itself. His hand will cup the Eye of the Wise and gently usher it towards the base of the blade, as there is this palpable sort of pulse that comes from Leviathan. And there's this subtle roar that could be heard, and almost a purring sort of feeling that comes from the blade itself. As the Eye of the Wise, a maw can be seen sort of climbing up the hilt of the blade, covering one half of the lower end of the actual edge itself before stopping. It seems to realize that the blade isn't ready yet, but it holds the pieces together. Mr. Lavendil, I believe this is yours.
Sailix reaches his hand out and kind of like red arcs of energy leap from the handle of the blade to his own palm, as if Leviathan kind of could leap. It would seem so as it meets his palm, and the room fills with that familiar vibration. Well, let's go save us a dwarf, shall we?
Oh, we are the Unforgotten, after all. It's what we do.
Incredible. With that, do we have anything we need to do before we meet at the pyramid?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nope, you first.
I was going to ask Ian if the Poisoners Guild plan was still on the table or not.
Poisoners Guild voted as the Poisoners Guild needed to vote. You
Mhm.
would find here before you arrived that they managed to track down the plan. Basically, the plan did work because
Okay.
Parvati did what Parvati needed to
Yes.
do, and
Well,
yeah,
no.
you Sailix's
So,
bait.
well, so real fast, we had discussed before about spiking some of the Red Pyramid's water supply and stuff, to help knock some people out, to make things a bit easier for storming the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that is still a thing I can do, then setting that up before we head over there seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Well, you've worked with
Yeah.
Kali, who is notably absent, by the way. She knew what she needed to do before the job was "quote unquote" done, and she's nowhere to be found afterwards. She's a free girl. But yeah, things are unfolding the way you would want them. Wahar gives you the impression, Sailix, that Uri is somewhere near the Red Pyramid. So I take it everyone is headed straight for that pyramid, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, Sailix would catch up with Wahar, and ask him to lead him to Uri.
Okay. Well, as you arrive, so the Red Pyramid is about the size, in I mean, it's not massive. It's large. It's not exceptional. If you count the tallest point of the camel, it's only a little bit taller than that. But it is this magnificent solid red with a gold top. It's nowhere to be found here. Wahar led you to the pyramid, says it's all he knows. How are we arriving? Are we all just walking there? Are we flying there? We just strolling up? You've got one Zephyr guard on the inside, not actually in the Red Pyramid, but Senja knows that today's the day that you do a little bit of crime and break into the Red Pyramid, so if push comes to shove, she's probably close by. But strolling up, there really is just one entrance, and a path that winds up to it.
If Sailix can't find Uri, like, outside, like, from, like, a higher vantage point, I guess he would still stick with his original plan and go inside with Rune and Legion.
Legion is essentially playing bodyguard to Rune at the moment, just to try and look as impressive as possible. He has dropped his illusory disguise and is just standing there in all of his stony metallic glory, like glinting off of pieces of metal of his inner workings and whatnot.
Right.
I imagine at some point when they were like halfway there, Vesparin would have taken Poppy, assuming Poppy is down for it, to take to like the rooftops or something like that for like an alternate stealthier approach. So we would be approaching the pyramid, sneakily, and be looking for back entrances, hidden entrances, or just walls to scale.
All right.
Okay.
After circling above the Red Pyramid for a little bit and not seeing any sign of Uri, Sailix would land in front of the door and look back to Rune and Legion, brandishing Leviathan. Well, shall we?
Would you like? Well, please lead the way, Mr. Lavendil.
And with that, like, Sailix will take an extra few moments to ready his entrance perfectly. But I want to use like Flame Strike to blow the doors inward of the pyramid. Because my thought, the thought process of it is, the louder of a scene they make up front, the easier it is for Vesparin and Poppy to sneak in through the back.
Okay.
So this red pyramid front door just kind of explodes inward on a shard, and Sailix walks in through this dust. Knock, knock. Where's Goldilocks?
Is this an attack roll?
On the door?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess. How much?
You're gonna clear it. I just want to see what you clear it by.
All right.
Also, I imagine we're all in telepathy.
Yes.
Yeah, are we in telepathy?
Including
yeah. Perfect.
So would you want me to roll damage, or do you want me to roll just a regular attack?
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say before you roll damage. I want you to make that attack and use it as if you're using it, if it's a spell or whatever. Because on the other side, you're going to be met with threats. You're going to be met with threats you're familiar with from a few years ago. You're not who you were a few years ago. And it's going to be murder in numbers. I want to see what it's going to look like, though.
All right. So there's no target to target? Do you just want me to roll the dice into the tower, or how do you want me to do that? Okay.
All right. Yeah, Triad guards, thugs, agents. They make up this main level. I want you to roll damage, because it seems like you're going to kill a number of them.
All right.
And then I want to ask Rune and Legion how you follow up.
All right.
Will you roll your attack damage as well? As it is a flame strike.
Oh.
Is it not?
It is. That was the attack damage.
Okay.
It was 8d6.
As the doors fly in, the guards immediately, they were ready at the door, waiting, blown back, screaming, some crawling away as the flames just move a little bit further up their body. It does stop after a while, but the breach has been made. Legion, Rune, what do you do?
I think that Legion would follow that up with a battle cry and try and demoralize as many of the standing ones as possible. just this hulking beast coming through the door right after they're knocked off their hinges, just screaming this bellowing roar as they kind of comes through that smoke and flame.
The distance between where we walk in and the depth of this group, what is the number of feet between us and, well, what kind of foot spread is this group in?
There are about 5 enemies that are each about 15 feet apart, and they're all about 25 feet away from you.
Perfect. Walking in, there's this Legion. This might feel a bit new to Mr. Lavendil. Has felt this before, but his allies just sort of feel this sort of creeping twitch just ride up their spine, and the hairs on the back of their neck stand up as Rune just sort of lowers his head, and every enemy within 30 feet of Rune just feels this buzzing in their head as he casts Synaptic Pulse, causing, if they fail their will save, everyone is stunned.
The assumption is that you're getting a majority of critical failures and some failures.
They're officially stunned for a full. Well, they have the stun 2 condition, and they're stunned for a full round.
Okay. Bursting through the doors, flame, and then that pulse. Legion, you following up as Rune's trusted bodyguard, you see the situation has been more or less neutralized with a perfect breach. You've got backup on the way. Tridal's nearby, as is Gilroy. They have the same getaway cart. But there's a sense of calm now because all the threats are not moving. What do you do? We're looking for something.
Gosh, there's not much left to do. I would move forward ahead of Sailix and start checking for like traps and such.
Let's make a perception check. Hit the search.
$37.
It is a pyramid on the outside, but it really is a lot like a maze on the inside. You tell once upon a time there were tours here, relics, artifacts. It's almost like a small museum. Once upon a time and under different circumstances, the layout of this place would matter, but there's something of a tunnel vision. You're looking for 2 people of interest, and the rest can burn in hell. Of such people, you hear a voice. A woman calling, a fiendish voice. I was told you would arrive. Come to me. It's a nearby staircase leading into the basement.
Legion would look back to Sailix and Rune for signals to go ahead or which way they think they should go. He's in soldier
Poppy
mode.
and Vespa, you would be arriving soon, by the way. So you realize this is the only way in. As you do so, or as you get close to arriving, what do you do?
Vespa's in work mode, so she'd make herself invisible and get to sneaky with just tapping her head to Poppy of telepathy if you need me.
Yeah, not much Poppy to do. She cannot go invisible. So they probably had discussed the plan of how to get in or Anne, and then through the telepathy. So she would just be following as best as she can, but definitely in much more of a hurry. It seems like she just wants to get in there to look. I don't know if he needs stealth rolls.
Yeah.
No, but it sounds like Rune and Legion have been called to the basement. Instead of exploring what's further on in here, you guys are all just sort of meeting this lobby, I think. Like, I think you've arrived to where they are, because it is the only entrance, and they've blown through it.
Okay.
They're being called to the basement. So as you arrive, you're all in the same room. It's this sort of atrium. But then at a diagonal corridor, it seems Legion's being lured into a staircase that leads below. Basement is a good place to put prisoners. It might be of interest. Do you follow them, or do you stay up here? That's the question.
What is everybody saying over telepathy? Like, is the plan still on?
Legion would have essentially transmitted what he heard from the basement stairs, almost like a radio. With a question mark on the end of it.
Now's the chance. Do we go upstairs or downstairs?
Start down, work our way upwards.
With that, Legion would start moving down the stairs.
And we go as a group.
Just moving slowly and carefully. Almost like
Sailix says,
clearing a building,
Sailix,
you know.
Sailix says over telepathy, whatever threat we face next. Vesparin, Poppy, get beyond it. Don't engage. Get further in and find Dwarf. We'll handle the fight.
As you make your way down,
Okay.
a landing. It's starting to feel a bit claustrophobic in this basement. You're under a lot of stone. A serpentine woman greets you. Familiar in form, in a way, to the assassin that tried to kill you, Sailix. Shout out to Kali for doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords unsheathed, and just a wide smile. Very clearly a fiend. I was told you'd arrive. Did you think it would take this much help to kill me?
Lady, I don't even know who you are.
In frustration, she'll just bang, bang, bang a sword against a nearby pillar, and with it, a spell is cast. A wall of force cuts off not one, but both of the hallways that seem to lead further into this cave. Just sharp force damage whirring about, creating this this eerie ringing noise. All right. Die here then. I'm gonna roll initiative for everybody. Poppy and Vespa, we can do it on stealth. I'll just re-roll them as stealth here.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use that battle cry for this? When you roll initiative, you can yell a mighty battle cry and demoralize an observed foe as a free action.
Absolutely. So demoralize is going to be an intimidation check versus a will DC. Go ahead and make that as the skill check.
Coming up. 38.
Hmm. 38 does not succeed. It is a regular failure.
Ooh, can I do mine?
Do you have one?
I have a battle cry as well.
Is it a reaction to an initiative roll?
It is.
Okay.
And I do have that
Yeah,
intimidating
that's how that
glare,
works.
just in case that makes any difference.
45.
Nice.
That works. That works. What's the effect?
You demoralize an observed foe as a free action. I am legendary in intimidation, so I can also do it as a reaction to an attack roll. But yeah, they're demoralized.
I believe it's frightened 1 on a success, frightened 2 on a critical success.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sailix draws Leviathan out, and that high-pitched wail kind of fills the room. As Sailix just kind of looks to the blade, and he's like, "Oh, I missed you too."
And it feels like a hug, Sailix. It truly does. And when one hugs themselves, it would feel like a straitjacket, right? What a great time. I think first in initiative would be Poppy, Rune, and Vespa. However you want to do it. All I recommend is that Poppy and Vespa go at the same time, and then Rune before or after. But
so I have.
and then also Vespa technically. Yeah, so it works with enemies, but you could probably technically work it with a player. You could totally go first.
Yes, and I suggest letting me go first because my simple action is to telepathy to mainly to Poppy, but because everybody else can know it too, and she doesn't super care. That there is a secret door that she noticed beyond the creature, and she's going to make a beeline for that door. So let me know if you need me to I am invisible. I have the feat that lets me take strides while in stealth. So let me know if you also need me to roll tumble through or anything like that.
Nope.
Cool.
Poppy, you seem to be aware of this. I don't think you're invisible, but I'm sure you understand the assignment. What do you do?
I mean, with one look at Sailix, he had just told them to move beyond whatever enemy is here. So she will go to where Vespa said that door was. Or try to.
Yeah.
This lady has 6 arms, though.
Too many arms.
The lady does. It takes all your movement to get there. You haven't yet opened the door, so let's hope nothing calamitous ensues. But where were we? Rune, you have your martial classes flanking you essentially, but you go first. What do you do?
I need the demon creature that's before us, right?
Make a knowledge check. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll start with that. Why not? Arcana. That's funny. I can't fail an Arcana check, but that's good.
Yeah, you did.
You get a break
Fusion.
Given what they look like, he's going to assume they don't belong here. I need them to make a will save at a -2 versus a DC
We'll
of
save it a -2. If
38.
they're frightened, so it is a -3, which, oh, you're kidding me. They fail.
They're banished. So Rune takes his staff, slams it into the ground, and magical energy flows down his arms into his hands, lighting the staff alight with arcane symbols all over it, sort of rotating and floating around it as the gem on top just bursts, radiating outward as he expends charges from the staff of abjuration to banish this creature back to their home plane. So, to be fair, if they belong on this plane of existence, which I don't think is likely, but it is possible, they are otherwise booted out.
We'll say for this, and what you're trying to do, and where they're technically from. A banishment is going to do them away. They are a fiend after all. You fail to know really where they're from and what this means. With a shriek and a scream and swords thrashing, she's torn away.
And Rune will simply say,
and vanishes.
That is enough of that. Be gone. Very calmly, very nonchalantly. For what it's worth, her spell's still stay, though. So the walls of force are still up.
Looks back at Rune and he's like, he motions to Leviathan. He's like,
magic wins.
I'm gonna point the business end of this into your gut next time. And he puts it behind him and he walks away.
Wow. Why,
slow clap
why are we
from
clapping,
Legion.
Guys?
Oh, fuck.
Striding out from one of the things, just passing right through this wall of force, those blades still spinning. The Vesparin and Poppy have disappeared. Ori turns the corner through one of the halls, though. Hey! I've been meaning to speak with you. I think we can all win here. Right? Rune, do you have any actions left?
No, that took all 3 of them.
Okay. That puts Ori next at initiative. So, he's gonna just kind of walk straight into the chamber for an action. Pull out his shield. Unsheath his blade. Okay. 3 of you, and he's sort of doing like a head inventory, and he'll drop 3 sets of manacles on the ground. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hit me. And then just sort of standing there in the middle of the chamber. Poppy and Vespa are gone, so the mission is still going as intended. Sailix, it's your turn. What do you do? Actually, let me pop our boy Zandivar. You got him?
Oh yeah, he was there.
Okay. Yep.
Sailix uses his free action to move and wing. I'm going to re-roll that with one of my hero points. Thank you. Thank you. And this would be this plus this for the first attack.
Ooh.
And then the second one. Sailix will. Also, it's not rolling my extra damage. It's supposed to get a d6 from the positive damage from Pharasma's Blessing.
All right.
And then Sailix would set back into a stance.
Ooh. Touche. And Legion.
God, that's a tough call. It's really hard not to think as Waldorf when I see this guy. Oh.
Interesting.
I think that since, yeah, this seems kind of like a moment of like honorable combat as far as Legion is concerned. So he's going to circle down. I have, I believe, 55 feet of movement. He's going to circle down to like south of Uri and give Sailix some flanking. And I'm probably getting my systems confused, but can I hold an attack, or is that not a thing?
Not in a way that would aid you here, I don't believe. No.
Okay. So that
yeah.
Was that one of my actions just to move, or was that two to get down there?
What's your movement speed? 60 feet?
55.
It was 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
The only way to get there with 55 is to provoke an attack of opportunity.
How about I pop my shield first and then provoke the attack of opportunity with a movement and have one action left. If he attacks me, I'm going to hit him.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
43 with my shield raised.
Okay. Let's see what he's got.
Matter of fact, just to get this out before you attack, if he hits me, I'm going to hit him with a flurry of blows. Ooh, son of a biscuit.
What's your trigger?
Ouch.
Yeah, so you're going to be dealt 30 points of slashing damage, and then, let's see. Actually, that's it.
And I'm going to hit him back with a flurry of blows.
Okay.
And what do I get from flanking with Sailix? Am I flanking with Sailix?
You got to flanking with Sailix, yep.
+2?
He is -2. Yeah, either direction.
Okay. Rolling that first attack on the flurry. 45 to hit.
45. 45 does hit.
3d6 plus 11 bludgeoning plus 1d6 sonic. 27 points of damage. Second attack on the flurry. I'm going to hero point that since I've got 2. Ah, damn it. Something tells me that's not going to hit.
Nope. He slaps up his shield swiftly. Ping! Deflects the blow. He's still hit by it, though. The damage moves through, but he uses a reaction called Punish Imperfection. He failed an attack roll, and he makes a strike against you as a reaction.
Bastard.
And that's a
Ouch.
nat 20 for a critical hit at 57. Whoops. You're going to take 36 points of damage. Actually, that didn't double as a critical, so you're taking 72 points of damage, so I'll just apply it a second time.
Lovely. Ouch.
You got 102 wounds, and those are your actions.
That was quick.
The top, Poppy and Vespa. You see a hallway. Forks in 3 directions. And you need to know, I imagine your first priority is looking for Sandarkin, the Pathmaster, and Waldorf.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Can V do like detect magic or something to sense if there's like, you know, magical energy being used for like bindings or whatever in a specific direction?
There's a strong enemy. Yeah, you can. It's going to take time. It's going to be taxing in a way.
Okay.
There is magic in every direction.
Yeah.
What appears to be several very different, very robust sources of magic, and then there's something, of course, many somethings in the basement. So you know there's another layer of the basement because there's magic below you.
Okay. She would pass on, you know, this to Poppy and just be like, well, darling, do you have any easier ways to narrow this down?
Poppy is going to crouch down and look at the ground, and is looking for signs of something being dragged, or struggle, like someone unwilling to go someplace.
Make a survival check. Brilliant, you said that. It was gonna be a perception check, but that's a survival check now.
Aha. Let's see here.
Claw marks. To be sure. Distinct. They almost look like a pattern in the floor, but they're just strong claw marks.
Poppy would point this out to Eriyn, mentioning it over telepathy. Do they bring creatures down here?
I mean, there is only one creature that I was aware of that they had captured. I think that is where we need to go.
What creature did they capture?
Did they not tell you about the state that Dorf was in?
No?
Okay.
What do you mean, what's wrong with Dwarf?
You're welcome.
Can't believe we forgot that part. Crap.
Dorf is a giant bear. And I had assumed that the others had got him when I got taken. It would appear that is not the case. But I am guessing by these claw marks that he is still a bear. He seemed very upset, presumably because you had been
taken also. But we have limited time. We will solve one problem first, which is fighting him. Yes?
Poppy just turns and begins going down the hallway with the claw marks.
Yeah. You follow, you search, you scour. It's pretty easy to find a basement. Once upon a time, this would be a slog, but not today. And you can hear things in the basement. Strange things. That would be movement. For the three of you, as you descend further, deeper, I want to take it back to Rune at top of initiative. He's fighting your guard. Rune, what do you do?
Doing a reasonably good job by the looks of it. Is there anything about Uri that seems off? Like, this is not necessarily Uri, or is this legitimately...
Oh,
Uri?
make a perception check for me. Make a perception check for me. Hey, you did really good. So he has a woman's ear on a necklace around his neck.
Oh, son of... Okay, yep, that's fair. Yep, legit. Okay.
So just because you looked,
right.
I wasn't gonna. Yeah.
No, that's fair. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So,
Sailix did it. Uri had to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I get you.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna let the system do its thing. Well, this. Ooh, crit success. All right.
You have 2 hero points, sir.
Can't help that. Oh, I can't force a reroll on enemy.
Yeah, unless you're evil. That's my house rule. That's a villain point right there.
He will throw up a shield after that.
Shrugging it off. Really in the thick of combat, right? Uri.
Yeah.
Or he's going to use Slash and Slam on you. Strike from a shield. From a sword first, rather. 47, Sailix, does hit. 46 plus 17 points of damage, followed immediately by a shield spike. Bashed into you. It is a miss. Finally, attacking at a penalty. He'll attack you once more with a Scimitar Strike. For a miss as well. Sailix, it's your turn. What do you do?
Action. Someone's breathing. First action, he's going to True Strike himself. And second action, he will use Leviathan. Oh, all right. So we're gonna go
he's
with
gonna
that
use a
40.
reaction when you miss.
All right.
Gonna strike with the Scimitar again. Ha! Nice try. I mean, really in the throes of combat now. 26 points of slashing damage with a flick upwards. What else do you have?
Oh, all right. And then he would use his final action to set back.
Step back.
Not to step back, but to set back into his one-handed stance.
Got it. All right. Legion, it's your turn.
Legion is going to go just kind of full punchy monk on Uri and just try and let loose with everything he's got. So I'm going to start with the flurry of blows again. 43 to hit on the first attack. Is that going to hit?
43. He's just shield up, so it goes up to 45. 45, 43. It does hit. It does hit. Well done.
Make sure I'm targeting him. So, okay, and again we get that 3d6 plus 11 bludgeoning, 1d6 sonic, so 23 points of damage. Now the second attack on the flurry of blows. Natural one. I am going to hero point that one. Glad I've got two. All right, let's try that one more time. How about a 44?
44 hits.
44 hits. Again, we get that 3d6 11. So he's kind of in the E Honda, like, 1,000 fist punch mode at this point in time, just trying to harrow Uri from one side as Sailix gets him on the other.
Right.
So that's another 24 points
With
of
the snap
damage.
of his shield again, resisting a chunk of that damage and making a strike at you. 39 to hit won't hit for you, but yet he'll try. A strike with that shield.
Legion's shield itself kind of swings in the way and interposes between the spikes. Legion gets that kind of this is kind of fun smirk on their face. Really enjoying the heat of battle and showing exactly what an Einherjar can do. He's going to come back with another. Actually, why didn't I think of this sooner? I am going to attempt a 1 millimeter punch. So that is. All right. I'm going to use my both of my remaining actions to deal 2 additional dice if I hit. Come on, baby. No, that's not going to do it. Okay.
Vespa? Or Legion, do you have any other actions?
Nope, that's all I've got.
All right, Vespa, Poppy. You make your way down the stairs. It splits in 2 directions. 2 sets of double doors. Which do you take?
Poppy feels that gesture in her mind from telepathy of V basically being like, after you.
She's still looking for tracks, markings, just anything that could lead the way. She is still looking for a bear then. That changes anything, which would give her a bonus if it's an animal.
Yeah, there are claw marks going along the left side. bits of blood around here as well.
Bear blood?
You trying to find out?
Yep.
That's a survival check.
Okay. So
While
she
she's
would-
doing that, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sure she would recognize, different metallic type tastes based on, I don't know. It's different because he's not really a bear. He doesn't eat as a bear.
What'd you get on it? 45? How are you doing? Are you tasting the blood? What are you doing?
Yeah, so she'd probably first gauge how old it is based on how dry the blood is, and then, yeah, would taste it. Uh-oh.
Okay. So, yeah, animal blood. It does just seem to be animal blood. Vespa, what are you doing while she's investigating this?
Yeah, I want to see if I can narrow down the detect magic at all. Like, to try to pinpoint that. Also with,
The left would
using
be
perception.
The left would be a better choice, but you hear a voice coming from the right door.
Oh. Can I, like, try to hone in on that?
Thievery check. If we're trying to peek under a door, maybe. It's kind of like a trap. Kind of like a locked door.
Sure. Thievery. Hey, that's a good roll.
Ah, yeah. You see Scarlet Triad, of course. It's surreal here because they so proudly and confidently wear their Triad Reds symbol just emblazoned. They didn't do that anywhere else, but Katapesh they would. They're talking. As soon as someone steps through that door, say the word. Are you paying attention? Good. He's speaking to someone else. Sounds like things are going south upstairs. We have our contingency. Don't take your eyes off that fucking door. They seem to just be watching and waiting. But the way they walk back and forth tells you the four doors might lead to the same place. Two sets of double doors might really lead to the same opening. Because they stare across one to the other.
Yeah, so we would, basically do the thing to, like, get Poppy's attention for a second, eyes on me. They point to the door. There's two, quiet. And basically relay that hypothesis that, it's very likely that the doors all go to the same place. Yeah, it sounds like going the route that Poppy's in front of is, we don't hear anything from the other side of that door, right?
Well, from what you saw, it seems that the doors lead to the same room.
Okay.
Indirectly,
so
yes.
through this keyhole that I'm looking through, can I mark one of them for death?
You have one act left, so.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I wait. I don't know.
Poppy, which door?
I don't.
What's the plan?
So she knows that this is animal blood. She knows that door is a bear. There's very much, like, she needs to move and get him out of here, so she is going towards that left door, and has her new crossbow up.
Yep. And we open that door.
She'll briefly, like, glance at Vespa and then just push it open.
You see sort of the light. It's very dark, this dungeon, but you can see where the light kind of pushes in. There's a stretch of darkness, and then that fill light from a torch not far away. And you see the boots of a guard turning over to you. The look of his face tells you that something's going to go wrong very quickly. You have an action left. What do you do?
Oh. And he's a human.
Yes.
God damn it. Nope, she's gonna fire.
Think, Poppy.
Yep, she's attacking.
Make an attack roll into the drop.
Crossbow triggers are a little bit easier to use than pulling back a drawstring on a bow. I threw it in the tower.
It hits. And with it body, falls to the ground. You hear a voice. Okay, what was that? People are antsy down here, and it's starting to be clear. It's starting to become clear why. It is quite literally a hostage takeover in their own face. They've prepared for this, and now it's sort of taking root. Vespa, you still have an action. You can now use it.
Yeah, in that case,
in tandem.
I guess I'm gonna murk the other guy. Alright. Valgora.
Attack roll. You're looking at a few range increments.
Should I hero point that? Will that not hit?
I can't tell you whether or not it's going to hit.
I hate it. Alright, I'll hero point it.
Okay. Down to the chase. Absolutely a hit. Just, I mean,
Cool.
like watermelon, like, yeah, suction sound. Skull. You actually hear, it's actually, well, it's two impacts. The first is blade, and the second is when his head violently raps against the stone wall on the far side, because it's just thunk. It's like thunk, thunk, and then he just falls to the ground. Threats clear, you start to see.
Do I have enough time to quickly strip one of them and wear the guard outfit? Because I do have quick
that next
disguise. Awesome.
You could do it quickly. Yep. Next round.
Sweet.
If the idea is to do that, you and Poppy could absolutely just jump on that. Let's take it up. Rune.
All right. Rune is going to try a new trick, and we'll see if this works. Still target. Okay. So a success on this, I don't believe, is actually half damage. Oh no, it is. I apologize. Let me do the damage real quick. Oh, and he gets that. So Rune, his hand starts to sweep wide as his left hand grabs at the air and starts pulling in arcane energy. And for the briefest of moments, there is this silver cord. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're going to find that the effect isn't going to work, but you can continue.
Oh, is it nixed?
He's going to get a critical success from a success on a will saving throw.
Oh,
be a perfect roll.
Okay. All right then. No, nothing happens. I stand corrected.
But he does stare at
Does
you.
he get Does he get a lower roll from being flanked as well for will? Or no?
Oh, we'll say no.
I don't
That's
know.
AC.
Okay.
Nope.
It's worth a shot.
Go ahead
I
and
mean,
remove
yeah,
the
you
fright.
need what, yeah. But this spell will still happen, and it catches his attention. Give you that because you saw it
For
here,
a split second, he sees his things that he is truly and honestly afraid of, his worst fears.
Do you see them?
No, I don't. Well, actually, I suppose I would. It's the weird spell. So I'll leave it up to you whether Rune sees that or not.
He's realized he has something in common with you. That's the look. That's the warm look he gives you in the middle of this fight. The absolute overblown confidence of Uri Zandivar is such that he thinks he could take a moment during this fight of his life to give you that look of recognition. And he winks at you. And on his turn, first thing he says is, "You're next." He's going to move to
shield
strike
goes
Legion
back up,
again.
by the way.
Okay. We're using a combination. So 45 is going to be the slashing damage. And then we also get a slam. With the shield spikes. 32 points of damage. 50 hits with the shield spikes. If both hit on a slash and slam, Legion, something happens. Are you immune to the stunned condition?
Let me check. I don't believe so.
Okay. Neither of the strikes was a critical hit.
+1 against diseases, poisons, radiation. I am not.
All right. Yeah, you're stunned 1. You're losing 1 action next turn.
Awesome.
And then with just a final attempt here, a -10 on a strike to you, which is a critical miss, Legion. Sailix, it's your turn. What do you do?
Sailix will use his first moment to True Strike, then attack.
Oh, finally.
Yo!
Critical hit.
Do you know what Leviathan has? It has fucking Vorpal. On a nat 20, his head falls from his shoulders.
What?
Fucking time noose. Can I give a description? So as Ori turns and looks at Rune and says, "You're next," Sailix, on a vicious spin of a backhand, says, "Don't talk to my wizard." And Leviathan vibrates at that frequency earlier where it fills the room with that crescendo. As he completes his spin, his hand is fully outstretched. And for a moment, Uri turns, or tries to, and the only thing that actually moves is his eyes that lock on Sailix out of the corner.
I'm gonna interrupt. Because those eyes that lock. You see something. You see in him, finally for a moment, a sense of mortality. The pride's washed away. He's afraid, but he makes a fortitude save here for the effect of Vorpal. What's the DC?
I'm sorry. Give me a second.
It should be your class save.
Class DC fortitude save or to be decapitated. So that's what? My fortitude?
No, it's your class DC, which is going to be I think your fighter
Probably
proficiency is
38.
master. I think it's 38.
Mine's at 38.
The hoping.
And he gets a 35.
Oh. But yeah, as his eyes lock on to Sailix, Sailix just kind of smiles and puts his foot against his chest and pushes. And as the sound of his body hits the floor, his head still stays aloft. Sailix holds his hair and looks at him in his face and says, "You should have brought more people." And then tosses the head to Rune.
I'm gonna cut here. Because it would be, it would be Legion's turn, right? So, this is what we'll say. Dark room, warm room. Smells of piss and blood. You're awake again. It hurts. Feels like your lungs would be splayed on a table and mashed somewhere. Every inhale, as shallow as you can possibly make it, is still too much. You don't know if you've died and been brought back, or just held so delicately on the brink of death. Each of the chains that held you are now fashioned to punish you, or even thinking about trying to break free. You killed a few on the way down, but you sit here in the middle of a forge atrium. A circular room. They considered turning off the forge while you were here, but decided on behavior against it. They leave it on. Waldorf, Skysteel, you are on the brink of death. You're not sure if this is your true form, or if this is just where you're stuck, but in this form of a bear, all you feel is rage. But a door opens. A dwarf. Long black beard. He just moves in. No torture. You've met him before. And he just sort of sits at his forge. And he'll speak to you, looking right at your little muzzle. Hey. Nothing. With just 2 pounds on his hand, and then he smashes his knuckle against the wall. He casts a spell, and suddenly he can speak with you. Using speak with animals. How are you?
Better than I was yesterday. Not as good
Well.
as I'll be tomorrow.
I've been told the time has come. They're here. So, accept the offer or die.
Waldorf laughs as a bear, this chuckling, coughing kind of sound. He's obviously in pain, but he finds great humor in what was just said. And then he takes a deep, painful breath, lets it out, and just lets his head fall to the stone.
There's a lot of hate there. Vesparin. Truly. You. You'll be given a choice. You should let it out. But he'll clean some of the tools, his blacksmithing equipment. Put it away in the forge. That's all for me. Oh, by Droskar, I'm burning in here. Ugh. And he'll kick the forge, and he'll let embers just rise up from underneath you. He's gonna move over to a teleportation scroll and use it on his own time, quite patiently, and he does leave. He makes it out. I want to take it to Vespa and Poppy. You have disguises, but I need to know where you want to go. It branches a bit, not too much, but let's get this map. I suppose, well, first a survival check, so we know where we need to go. Spend most of your time donning this equipment, this disguise.
I mean, not most of our time, because we do have quick disguise, which I think makes it like an action or something like that.
And again, this place branches yet another time. You can continue north, or really, there's like a host of options here. There's a north, a west, and a southeast direction to choose. Southeast looks like it might be a dud. It leads to a bunch of beds. So north or northwest are two promising ones.
How is Poppy's survival?
Scratches leading north.
That's where we go, right?
And she's going north. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I want you make a perception check as we search, or a stealth check if you're trying to sneak about. Poppy.
Okay.
Vespa. Actually, we'll do Vespa first.
Yeah. All right. Stealth.
All right, and Poppy, you as well.
Oh, sorry.
Damn!
Nat 20 stealth. Sneakier.
Agent
That's-
Metal Gear, right?
Place
And
is trapped.
perception.
Okay.
Along this hallway. They were anticipating you. Vespa would have walked straight the fuck into it if not for Poppy.
Hey, but I had a
You
good
noticed.
perception.
I understand. Not good enough. This trap is magical. This trap is insane. You don't even really know what this trap is, but you know it's some sort of ward, some sort of spell along the floor.
Can I
A
try
magical
to
trap.
disable it?
Yeah. Let's try that.
Okay.
Just don't trigger it.
I'm gonna hero point that with the hero point I got from Michael.
Nope.
Yeah, way better.
All right. You believe it's disarmed.
Oh god, I don't like the sound of that.
You
yeah,
believe with
so I
relative
basically-
confidence that it's disarmed.
So basically, V like, cause you said it's like a word, right?
Yeah.
So V kind of like stares at it for like, you know, a little bit, like a couple minutes, and then just very quickly erases like 3 sections. And then kind of like shrugs at Poppy and steps forward.
Poppy, what do you do?
I mean, I don't know. She's just gonna follow.
Fair. Okay, well, up and along through another chamber, a couple of hallways, you find
Oh my god, I hate you.
large library. Within it, maybe 35 Scarlet Triad's agents. Redacting information, putting stuff into bags of holding, locking things away, searching about. We need to see how good your disguise check went.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a deception check of sorts here.
Mhm.
You're going to need to critically
Uh-oh.
succeed. Well done. Well done. Well done.
So Poppy is not good at deception.
Yeah.
The nat 20s are flowing.
Bald woman. She seems to be running the game. She's barking commands, yelling. She seems so angry she's ready to hit people. Portals opening here and there, stuff coming in and out. I mean, they're using magic to their advantage here. At great expense, mind you, magic is expensive. They're burning books if they need to, shredding documents, calling out one by one every single person she's assigned a task to. And then she stops at you and just stares. We're gonna cut. We're gonna cut. Rune, back up top. What's the plan? You're up here with. You've just been given a head, actually.
It's floating. He's not touching the head. It's just sort of floating there.
Okay. Yep. The ear's attached to the neck.
Well, Rune will look at the body with Detect Magic and Mage Hand all of the glowing things off of it.
A lot of items to loot. A lot of pickup actions. That's a round. Drew looted this body.
We're still in rounds. That's fine. He will just mentally tell Mr. Lavendil and Legion. The blades should remain for about another minute before we can pass.
We can just take the whole body if you like.
It's bulky
while
and
that's
unnecessary.
going
I could.
wait,
We could stuff it
I'm
in
sorry,
the
it's my
bag.
turn.
We have space.
I believe next would be Sailix.
Who's legitimately cutting out Uri's heart right now.
You're cutting out Uri
He
Zanzibar's
is-
heart.
Yeah, he was like, you see, the dwarf said he wanted to eat the heart, so I'm getting him the heart as a sorry gift. As he pries open the sternum and reaches in and just kind of like, whoosh. That'll do.
What are you doing, Legion?
Watching in horror as Salix cuts the heart from the chest of the cadaver. Rune apparently does not want us to stuff the body in our bag of holding, which is fine. So we will post up as a sentry and make sure nobody is going to sneak up on us as we prepare to move forward.
Rune similarly
You hear-
watches in horror as the body's getting mutilated.
You hear like a crackle as a door between the two doors opens up. It's now clear how Vespa and Poppy got past these blades, these like walls of force. You hear a voice, a younger man. Yeah, this way. No, I know a way out. Yeah, we're doing away with this shit. Oh boy, no, we can skip town. This whole thing was a stupid mistake. A couple, both Triad, both wearing the Triad red. They move out. They're looking to head up, out of the pyramid, and they see dead Uri Zanzibar in the middle of the floor. Sailix cutting out Uri's heart. Legion standing sentry, and Rune looting his body. Their jaws absolutely drop.
I would say this isn't what it looks like, but it is.
Alex flicks his hair back, like getting blood off his face. It's like, you stay right the fuck there. You're next.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
If you run,
Where?
you will only die tired.
It's a very simple question. Where's the bear?
The bear. Oh.
Yeah.
They had to keep him separate from the others. That's all I know.
Where?
He kept trying to hurt the Pathmaster.
You're still not
Sailix
answering.
starts to walk. As
Where's
Rune
the
is talking,
Packmaster,
Sailix
by the
starts to
way?
walk towards them, dragging the blade behind him, dragging Leviathan's tip just lightly on the ground, just to give that extra intimidation.
Where is the bear and where is the Packmaster? It's very simple.
They're keeping the Packmaster up.
Up. So would the bear be down? Would that seem logical to you? Where?
That's all I
down?
know. They're clean as far down as it goes. I didn't go in the room. It's the forge. Honey, stay back.
Forge. Forge, you say?
Stay back.
There's a forge down there?
You notice he's starting to shake.
Can Legion just reach over and place a hand on top of his head and just apply a little bit of pressure to the temples just so that he doesn't move? The threat is implied.
He's going to make a deception check on you. What's your will DC? What's your will bonus plus 10?
Will, my will save is a 28.
38.
Is that what you're asking?
So the DC,
38?
DC's 38. Okay. So what I'm going to do... What he did is he unclipped a scroll of teleport from his back pocket so that it would fall for his partner, it seems, that he's escaping with. And he's reaching for his weapon, which does trigger initiative. And on that, I'm going to say, based on it being your turn, you have an action ahead of him. It seems he's going to attack you. What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Can I crush his head?
Make an attack roll.
I crushed
Just a straight. Hang on. No, come on, load. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. That was Waldorf. Attack roll. 49.
Yeah, so it was obvious that he thought he was being threatened and that in no way you were taking prisoners. You could tell by the tremble in his hand when he unclasped the scroll of teleportation and he reached for a dagger in desperate attempt. The arm only got halfway up, and it was by a twitch reaction, because by the time the blade was even unsheathed, his head was popped. Lunging up for nothing, and then his body just sort of convulses before it hits the ground. His partner, they let out a howl, and then immediately scramble to cast the spell to get out of here.
Do not.
We'll get back to that. We're going to get back to that, because we've used our actions. Down below in the basement, Poppy. Vespa. I guess Vespa goes first, technically. Unless you want to be able to react to what Poppy does. It's up to you. Sometimes it's better that way. So what do you do?
I have the feeling that I would rather react to what she does. Like, something is telling me that's a good idea.
Okay, so Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a busy office in here. Like 24 Triad agents at least scrambling to clean house and just absolutely cover their assets. So what do you do?
Well, was that one person in charge like staring at her?
Yeah. Who are you?
Poppy just smiles very awkwardly.
Make a deception check. With a penalty.
Is it possible that I can use, since I got a 20 on mine, like, to be like, hey, you know, this is like her third day or something like that?
Maybe don't, or else we're both gonna.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Okay. bald woman, her eyes roll back as she casts a spell, not trusting the competence of her lowly employee. She decides to employ a fiend of her own. Ripping out of the ground. You see tentacles first. Weird tentacles, not tentacly tentacles. They look like snake tails almost. Flapping and fluttering on the ground till you realize shoulders form out, popping out like a deep sea creature. Massive, by humanoid standards, but about the size of Protean. This creature stands there absolutely ready to strike. We're going to do an initiative roll, and I'm going to see if you guys act before or after this creature, depending on how this one goes. They have a 37, so technically you guys have a chance to act first. Poppy, you have 2 actions. Vespa, you have 3 actions. Vespa, you can go first if you would like. Okay, yeah, what do you do?
Is it safe to say that the members of the Triad are now briefly distracted from, you know, the sudden appearance of this terrible monster?
The people in the back, yes. Is the woman distracted? No. Is the monster distracted? No.
Okay. Because I would like to steal some of those bags of holding that they're stuffing important stuff into. Because that seems like a smart idea.
You're attempting right now to steal their bags of holding.
I mean, they are distracted.
Yes, this demon is absolutely locked onto you, though. So there is a high reward here. Well, you're both right there, and the demon is summoned. This fiend is summoned right in front of you, because Poppy was figured out.
Yeah, but I passed my deception, I thought. Or did it implicate both of us?
Oh, okay. So no, you've not been implicated, actually.
Yeah. So if I go and then go mix in with the rest of the people and steal their stuff while that's happening.
Okay. You're not hiding. You're just gonna go do it.
Yes.
Sure. No, you got no. This is great. This is great. Vespa. It's super rewarding to do that. You need that evidence. So you dash into that room, it's like an office space here in the basement of the pyramid. Poppy, you have 2 actions. This thing is going to attack you, and it seems the Vesparin has not come to try to attack it or the woman. What do you do?
So quickly over telepathy, Poppy would tell Vesparin to grab what she can, and then she is going to turn and full retreat and see if it chases her.
Chases her. It's absolutely going to try to, and this woman yells after her. Infiltration. Sound the alarm.
Oh, sorry.
You have 2 actions to flee. Yep. Full round, but I want you to make a reflex save.
Hey, I'm good at that.
Okay, yeah, something toppled over during this chase. It threw something at you, like a rock from some of the hewn stone embedded in the wall, hurls it towards you as it's chasing you on all fours. You're making your way back down the hall, away from Vespa, splitting this party in the sub-basement. You manage to just bound over it. You're not going to get tripped up. But the fate of Waldorf, not certain at this time. The fate of taking down the Triad, looking a little bit better. It does get its chance to attack, though. and it's going to attempt a jaw attack at you first, to which it misses. Then it's going to attempt a claw attack at you because now it realizes it just needs to grab you. That -5 also misses, and then finally a tail attack in a desperate attempt, and it is a critical miss. Poppy, you run faster with a crossbow. Take notes. Take notes. This thing chasing you down the hall here in the basement. That means it's Sailix's turn. What's your option? Telepathy's good.
Can Sailix attempt to grab the person before they teleport out?
Try grab. Yeah. Make an athletics check. They're basically screaming, bawling, furious. Grab them.
All right.
They look
so
at you
with
in horror, and then back down.
With a hand that like not holding Leviathan, just kind of lashes out and grabs them by their lower jaw to stop them from screaming. As he pushes their head against the wall, he looks. He's like, "Breathe, breathe."
They're gonna spit in your face.
You know what? I'm going to try to make an exception to work with a slaver.
Bring him back. I have money. Let me bring him back.
You're not listening.
Stop. We're gonna run out of time. Wizard looks at Rune. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Sailix will smack him. It's like, I'm talking, not the wizard. I will let you bring him back if you show me where the bear is and grab the Packmaster for me. Either that, or I'll find your family.
Make an intimidation check. Triad agent. You're monsters. Headless corpses, you're beasts. The bear's in the basement. By the forge, you can't miss it. Diagonal hall, just follow the heat. Not hard. Packmaster's right upstairs. Just keep going up, it's by Ori's room. Not too late, you can bring him back.
That looks kind of like peers over his shoulder at Rune. And telepathy is like, well?
You're muted. Rune has been examining the body during this interaction.
He's beyond the ability for magic to save.
Then resurrect him. Better let me go. Let me do it. I have the coin. There's a lich in town. There's a dozen. Just...
You don't want a lich to touch this body. Whatever you want will not be what you... They will not come back as that from a lich. It requires a ritual, resurrection, which requires more people than just me. I can't do it alone. Rune will kneel down to them. That, looking at the body, that was unnecessary, beyond any measure. Know this, however. What these people did, what you did as the Triad, far worse, on a daily basis. Now, you've told us what we need to know. It is my hope that you will take your friend to a cleric. Maybe Pharasma will deem them safe to return.
Sailix, do you let them go?
He's reluctant, but he does.
Falling to the floor, moving immediately to check, just to confirm that their friend here is dead. They'll, with effort, haul him on their shoulder. Stand. I'm tears streaming at this point. Total shock. Begin moving up to the main floor. I didn't even like this. You should realize it was just all... It's just money. It's just a roof.
Yeah.
Then as they spit on Ori's corpse, passing over, just debts paid. We'll head up the stairs.
Rune will look at Mirakai. My friend, go upstairs, find the Packmaster. Let me know.
And you make your way further down?
Yeah. Mirakai takes the stairs up to find the Packmaster. Rune will stay focused on Dorf.
Excellent.
Legion is just casually cleaning blood and brain matter off of his hands. Doesn't seem to be terribly bothered by any of this.
Yeah, just make
Please
your way
don't do
down
that
around.
again,
Actually, through that
Legion.
secret door, you hear the sound of scrambling, rocks being thrown, chaos and calamity in the basement. But we're going to cut over. Vespa, you're at the top of initiative here.
Yes.
You're taking advantage to try to gain as much... Yes. So we're going to need to palm an object.
Sneakily. Yeah.
Yep. It's a thievery check.
Okay.
If you're looking to try to steal two things, you're going to need to get a critical success.
Okay.
On what is a pretty hard DC. And that be a critical success. All right. Wow, we really saved all the nat 20s for the finale. Or easy though. Yeah, in this panic, admittedly, it parallels what Kali did. She learned from you well, but you use Poppy's very, very frightful situation to your advantage. There's chaos, there's danger, especially for this Ravenswood, but gives you a bit of diversion. Pocket not one, but two bags of holding that you can only imagine are just brimming with incriminating details, like wipe the Triad off the face of the earth kind of details, casually. But you know, this woman is still talking about an alarm. She moves over diagonally across the room. You technically have a chance to intercept if you think doing so is vital right now.
Yeah.
But you don't even know what she's really talking about. She moves over to the far side, into like just outside of your. Well, actually, not outside of your line of sight. You were up here raiding the bookshelves, and she was moving away to a door over here. You have an opportunity. I will give you an opportunity to make actions if you're trying to stop her before she gets to this door. That's what I will grant.
Yeah. I guess. If I can try to trip her up with the whip. And see if that'll do something. So. Let's see. Is it human rogue on the tracker?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try to trip her up. Ugh.
That's a hit. We tripping?
Okay. Yes.
The bald woman with a, and you pull it. She just slams nose against the floor, blood immediately coming out. You see a crack just kind of along the bridge. She swears, 7 hells, who is that? Who split you in half. Looks up, ready to flay people alive. Just up at that raised platform where so people are still working because they're so afraid of Uri Zandivar that even her threats won't get them to stop.
You were leaving the party so soon, and I have not had my dance yet. And do I have any more actions, or is that, it?
No, you've got, you have 1 action left.
Okay. Did you want me to roll damage for the whip, or no? Or, like, can we just hand whip?
No, I've got damage. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, and then I'd also put the, debilitations on her. And I guess my final action would be to hit her with, Balgora. And...
Ooh, with a throw?
Huh? Yeah.
Like just chucking Balgora straight for them. Okay.
Uh-huh. Because I do have her tied up.
Yep.
Oop. Oh well. Alas. Return. Alright, yep, that's what I got.
Alright, let's see if I can preserve this initiative order. Vespa, Poppy. You're being chased. You have telepathy. You're not sure if you're going to survive this, because you are on your own. What do you do?
Oh, good question. So
It's dark in here as well.
Yeah. Is not taking the same path back. She's definitely kind of taking random hallways to try and lose it. Very much whining. And periodically she will like send glimpses through telepathy of like where she's at. Echoes. But it's like very quick sort of glimpses. Just like, I can keep this thing at bay. You guys need to find Dwarf.
Oh. Okay, so those are your actions, and it'll get you further. Yep. But, Rune, it's known now that Poppy's being chased by, yet another summoned fiend of some sorts. The currency of chaos is a summoned beast. And this little one is out to kill your sister. What do you do? Actually, I'm going to put you on the map. You are here. Just a ways away.
Oh, right nearby. Well, that's convenient.
A little bit, huh? Yeah, you just started to make it down the stairs.
Rune will look to Sailix and Legion, and in the telepathy just amongst the three of them, Feindorf, I cannot leave Poppy alone.
Felix will say just the Legion. Go with Rune. I'll be okay.
If you die, your mother will destroy us. Do not die,
I'm sure
Sailix Lavendil.
I'm sure if I remembered her, she'd be crazy intimidating. I have a bear to go save.
And Legion will take off after Rune.
Yeah, so you are okay. Okay. This creature really just wants to eat your soul. Poppy is Astrodamon, and do is try again. The circuit. Jaws.
Fine.
Disastrous effect. And then at a penalty, again the claw. Oh, whoops. What is your AC? That hits either way.
Oh.
What's your AC?
36.
36 minus 5. Okay, it's just a regular hit, not a critical. And you start to feel your spirit wane. Something really sinking in with those claws, this thing breaking your own essence. Negative energy damage. And then again for the trifecta, an attempt to grab you. Which is successful. You're slashed, you're cut, you're grabbed from even this distance of 15 feet away. Sailix, it is your turn. What do you do?
Sailix is, I guess, he's following the directions of the Triad guard that just left. He's going downstairs and following the heat.
Okay. Get you there. 5. What's your speed?
His speed is 40 feet, and he has 4 move actions because of the Boots of Quickening.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second action. And from the end of your second action, you see Poppy. But what you see Poppy, and from this angle, you see a diagonal little doorway, and there's light coming out of it. Like that weird rippling light, like hot light. But it doesn't matter because that's the background. And in the foreground, Poppy's fleeing and then being grabbed by these like long red claws, like vicious looking claws. This creature glows in the otherwise dark chamber. Its teeth just like aching to devour Poppy's soul, basically. So you can move again, or you can I don't know, do something else. What do you have?
Yeah, so Sailix is putting his faith in Rune and Legion that they have this handled, and sticking with the original plan. He is leaving. He's using the rest of his 2 remaining move actions to take that heat-laden tunnel.
All right. It is going to provoke an attack of opportunity to move through. It would rather. It's a threatened space. You'll find no such attack of opportunity is made. It doesn't have it, but you hear something on the other side, someone talking, and the sound of chains rattling. You don't have any actions left to open the door, but you have a feeling something's on the other side. Speaking of that something on the other side, Legion, if you move in turn with Rune, I think... What's your movement speed?
Much higher.
55 per turn.
Per action.
Per action?
Yeah, per action.
Okay, well, with 3 actions, you can get all the way up to this demon. I'm positive.
Can I, as part of the last action, can I, like, do a shoulder check into the demon?
Part of the last action, a shoulder check?
Yeah, just like a
with
dive tackle.
With 1 action, you can get to an angle so that you can make 1 leap. You can make a long jump, is that correct?
Correct. And as a matter of fact, my jump...
Yeah.
Where is... Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. Cloud jump.
Mm-hmm.
Triple the distance at a long jump. So on a successful DC 20 check, I can jump 60 feet. I do have assurance on athletics. And my athletics is a plus 32.
Okay, so you took 42, basically, on the DC 20. So you critically succeeded with assurance.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you've got an action left. What do you do? Yeah, you make it. Jumping right in.
Essentially, it's a, why don't you pick on someone your own size and go to grapple this creature, give it something else to pick on. As a matter of fact, actually, I would like to use, and tell me if I can, I would like to use Flurry of Maneuvers, which is, I can use a combination of maneuvers instead of actually striking. I would like to, would I be able to, with a Flurry of Maneuvers, grapple and throw this thing?
If you can make the flurry, is a flurry of 1 action? Because you use 2 actions.
Yeah, but a Flurry of Blows is 1 action.
Okay, then yeah. Yeah. Grapple and throw. Let's give it a go.
2 back-to-back athletics checks. 41 to grab.
It is successful. Poppy's no longer grabbed.
And I want to throw it into the wall behind it. Oh, a natural 1. That's not going to work. Oh, I do have 1 hero point, thanks to someone in the chat, Neo Soul God.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to use that and try that throw one more time.
Bucking at you. Yep.
Come on. Where did it go? Oh, oops. That was... Oh, I'm on the wrong character sheet. I'm sorry. So, since I accidentally rolled off of Waldorf, I'm going to re-roll that first one with Legion, if that's okay. Ooh, natural 20. So, still grabbed.
That's 20.
And then this one is for
and that's the throw.
Oh, if you just want to keep it, then that's fine. Yeah.
We'll just keep it.
Okay. Your call, boss. So yeah, natural 20 for the throw
Dash
into the wall directly behind it. Yeah.
Our serpent screams. Poppy is set free.
Are you all right, Miss Ravenswood?
Yeah, sort of just standing above you, Legion. Just, what do you do, Poppy?
Big, giant, meaty hand, like reaching down to help her up.
She will stand up on her own, wobbly as it is, but and probably give him a small smile. But I'm fine. I told you guys to go find Dorf.
The ear-piercing scream continues to remind you you're in the throes of combat. Like purple drool dripping from this demon's mouth, like landing on the floor beside you. You do see runes nearby. But what do you do, Poppy?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yay. She is going to lift up her crossbow and fire. Hopefully. Eight. So that is going to be and that. Damage. Yeah. So yeah, she's just going to keep firing. 3.
All right.
Second one is miss. Third. Oh gosh, and a critical miss. So she's still getting used to this thing.
Yep. Firing away though. Proud. It's a good make. Vespa, you managed not to trigger whatever this alarm was, but everybody in this building has discovered that there is another person that shouldn't be here. And it's quite clear that their next mission is to try to prevent you from leaving. You have a few actions. You're in difficult terrain because you're just absolutely swarmed with people. You're going to provoke probably a lot of attacks of opportunities. But what do you do?
Alright. So let's see. I have bottled lightning. So if I can use that to sort of give myself some breathing room, that seems like a good idea. If I can throw it so that way the edge of the radius is just by where I am, so I am not being hit by my own bomb, but like it's like crowd controlling, you know, the spot over.
Yeah, the problem is they're all around you.
Okay.
Technically, if you're within it, you would do the most damage. But to put it out means it's less effective, but you're not harming yourself, which you could absolutely do. Just throw it sort of on the other side of this nook.
Actually,
or you could throw it straight down.
That might...
Take it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. Oh god.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll use that. I don't know what I need to roll attack-wise.
It would be a ranged attack, so you roll it like it's Valgora.
Okay.
Like Valgora's
And it says
bonus.
on the thing that it gives me +2 for some reason.
It's the bottle itself. Gives you a +2.
Oh, okay.
As if it's a +2 weapon.
Okay.
Which matches Valgora, so you don't need to put it in.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure I'm doing all this right. Alright, so I'm just gonna roll it into the thing, because I don't... What?!
Yeah, so that's a critical hit, which will deal...
Oh, God.
6d6 electricity damage, plus
oh, God.
6 splash damage. 4, 5... yeah, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6. Which is great.
So
On a
great.
hit, all the targets are flat-footed.
Awesome. So, that was my first action.
Yep.
Is the woman still tripped and, debilitated?
Yeah, you can see some of your effects are slow acting. She's kind of slowly dying from
Cool.
from the stab. Balgora didn't land, but the whip did.
I'm going to then, with her flat-footed, hit with Balgora. Hang on a sec. Oops. Wait, where'd she go on the combat tracker? Oh, is she? Okay.
Just roll it into the combat tracker. I have the AC.
Okay. There it is. Okay. And everybody should be flat-footed. Cool.
Yep.
Do you need me to roll damage, or can you just average it?
Yeah, I can average it, and she is low enough of a level
I have
that
an action
I'm
left.
certain it's going to kill her.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll for the whip anyway?
Well, no, Balgora kills her, and then you have an action with the whip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, she basically throws Balgora, without even really looking at the woman, as she's sort of like kind of hunched over, just this avatar of vengeance with the electricity still kind of sizzling against her skin as she raises the bladed dagger over her head, and it begins to serrate into that whip that seems to come alive almost as she lashes it out at the crowd. Leave.
They'll
So
just in fear.
Well, or not. Oh well.
All right.
It looked cool until it didn't.
Chaos in the northern office. Sailix, it's your turn. You're at the door. What do you do?
Sailix pushes on through that motherfucker.
Busted through. And what you get on the other side, beautiful forge. Anvil right on top. Symbolism. Actually, before you, I skipped Rune. Those doors do open, though. Within line of sight. Hey, Rune. Would you see what's on the other side of those doors?
I mean, it looks like I do have some kind of visual from... Because he went down this corridor angled to Rune, right?
Yeah, so you see the double doors where Sailix is?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
No, I'm not at a good angle from there.
Okay, yeah, so you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see what's on the other side as he's opening. What do you do?
Well, Rune is going to have to move over a bit to get an eye on the creature, I think. With that, he will... I mean, he's just going to have... Because he had to use an action, he's just going to have to... This, which... Oh, actually does hit. Spell he hasn't used in quite some time. Without even really thinking about it, his hand just sort of waves across the wall as it's almost as if there are claw marks along the wall just pulling stone and debris from the wall itself as it pebbles into the summoned creature for 40 points of damage.
Excellent. Little demon
Bludgeoning
streaks.
damage, of
You will
course.
notice Poppy isn't making any effort to get away and is popping shots from the crossbow directly at the beast at close range, alongside Legion. Those are 1, 2, 3 actions for you.
That would be, yes, it would be.
All right. Our little serpentine creature, threatened now really primarily by Legion, can make a jaw attack. 51 is a hit. You are grabbed. You're being dealt evil damage and piercing damage as they sink into your skin.
Ow.
Next we have make a fortitude save. Okay, good. Looking into your soul, you give it no purchase, but instead it strikes
If
again.
it's a
This
success,
time
it
its
is
tail.
instead a critical success because of my second path
All
to
right.
perfection. Just FYI.
Excellent. You're also taking from those 2 attacks. Waldorf. 2, 3. You're taking 4 points, 4d10 negative damage. Which puts you at 2. Okay, and that would be its turn. So finally back again to Sailix. You see something pretty gut-wrenching. This anvil is caked in what you can only assume is melted or burned blood. Sort of sitting there, but sort of hung on 10 chains. They're all fashioned with hooks now, but they still they shine a brilliant platinum. Waldorf in a muzzle. A really long, strange-shaped blade pointed at the neck. Person holding it, familiar. It's Jellic. Okay. Nope. We can talk. Right?
You could leave with your life.
I can, and that's
Killed
what I'm
Ori.
doing.
Killing everybody else. I'm giving you a chance. Leave now. And I won't pursue you as I undo all these chains.
Oh, yeah. No, this is good, and this is what I want. He snaps a finger. A devil appears. And with it, with a sort of a squeak, like a piece of, like a scroll unfurls. I'm choosing peace here. Help me out a bit. I don't want this fight. I've lost it. I don't want it getting back to me. Let's say we make a deal.
You leave here with your life, and I don't pursue you.
You don't pursue me under any conditions or circumstances. Is that correct? Is that your offer?
I, Sailix Lavendil,
Yeah.
indubitably offer my non-aggression.
Good. And you notice as you speak, it's being written into a contract in quotes. Then sign it.
Waldorf seems to be struggling, but is just too weak to make any sort of like real move here.
Genuinely,
Under the guise
I have.
that when I sign this, these chains will be released.
Have your wizard reef.
I don't.
Contract is tight.
The wizard is busy. I want
hear that.
the bear.
Devil scampers closer. With his arm just displays this contract. Jellic continues. You can read it.
Jellic. So Sailix will read it over and make sure that once he signs, the chains will be gone. And all Sailix has to do is not attack him on his part.
No, you're not to pursue him at all. He leaves. You can make a check, like some sort of lore check or flat intelligence check to see if there's any sort of stipulation. But yeah, no, he just wants you never to seek him out. And the wording actually here, it implicates the Unforgotten. Jellic is nowhere near at the top of the Scarlet Triad. He's trying to wash his hands clean of this, though.
Alright, so Sailix is like, I cannot speak for the Unforgotten.
You're going to have to.
whole. You see, the Unforgotten is just legitimately me and the wizard.
No. That's not true. I've read the contracts. You exist on paper, especially to a devil, and if you want your own contracts to carry any weight, I suggest you take this one seriously, or I'll just fucking kill the bear.
Fine.
The deed to your citadel?
Oh.
It's written in Infernal, and it's been honored. You honor this, and he goes. I don't want to kill him.
Fine. Allow me to add this caveat. If you ever deal in slave trading again, this contract is null and void, and I am to be delivered to your doorstep post haste to deliver your soul to the Grey Lady myself.
As you speak, it's
If
being
you
written
were
on
ever
the contract.
to deal in anything that is not lawfully upstanding, then I will be made aware of where you are. And this contract is held null and void. Are we in agreement?
1,000-fold. Honey, I'm not visiting this plane ever again.
Great. Because as you know, as I do, devil contracts supersede planes. So if you slaver on a fire plane, I'll find you. If you slaver on the plane of air or earth, or shadow any of them, I'll be brought to you. And I'll bring an army. Sailix will sign his name. Now give me my bear.
Sets down the weapon. I thank you.
Sailix will send a mental image to everybody in the telepathy and tell them that Jellic is not to be harmed nor pursued in any way.
You sent a mental image?
Of the contract.
Okay, the contract.
Just to, like I had to make this deal for Dwarf's life.
Yep. Okay, so while that happened, you have at least a round or two of combat outside of this. So, Legion, it's your turn. You may go ahead.
Oh, I am grappled, correct?
Yes, you are. You can still attempt to do things. It's just a flat check.
I would like to try and reverse the grapple.
All right. Which I'm now realizing has the manipulate trait, and you still have to make the flat check.
What does that mean?
So I'm just going to roll a flat d20. You have to get 5 or higher.
Okay.
You're good to go. Yep, you got an 8. Do your thing.
So athletics to try and flip the script on him and try and gain control of the grapple. Ooh, 38's probably not going to do it. But I can make that into a flurry of blows and therefore a flurry of maneuvers, correct?
You can't make it into. You could have performed a flurry. Specifically.
Shucks.
But you have more actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the second, I'll go ahead and try again on the second action. I'll do the flurry of maneuvers, and I'll try and reverse the grapple on the first one. 43, a little better.
Absolutely. Got him.
The second part of the flurry of blows, I'm going to actually try and punch just to deal a little bit of damage. So I'll use that as a strike. Does that have the penalty, or is that just a straight first attack?
That's just first attack.
Okay, it says plus 30 to hit. Damn it. That's not going to work. Well, let's try and put him to sleep. So we're going to use Sleeper Hold and attempt that athletics check one more time to try and render it unconscious. Damn it. I'm holding on for dear life.
Yep. And you are low on health. So Poppy.
Oh, I know. I am aware.
Oh golly. So Legion looks pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. She cannot see what is in the room, but Sailix said a pair of dwarf, some contract. We are just going to continue what we did last round and continue to fire at this thing. Oops. I'm not. Three. There's damage. Second.
Also a hit. Well done. Fire 1. Fire 2. Fire 3.
Last one.
Oh.
Dang it.
Oh. Just shy. And for one range,
Hers
might have to be a
says-
flank, and you would have made it anyway.
It's true. Yep, so that is all she has. She's just desperately trying to get this thing to let go of Legion, and even if that means paying attention to her.
Yep. All right. Vespa, you're hearing on the other side of the door a strange development, because everyone fell silent when you did that. With a crack, you went, whoosh, and then everyone just stopped, because suddenly they're like held hostage by you. Things are getting a little bit weird in here. Some of them are just looking to exit like they want to run, but some people are like trying to size you up. You can tell there's something going on though in the room that the woman was originally headed towards. And telepathically, actually, you just realized that Sailix is about to sign a contract to free Waldorf. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but he doesn't seem like he's under duress or anything like that, right?
No. People are still fighting though. Legion is on death's door.
Yeah. And I get the feeling like that's behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, again, like, she just sort of would slowly start to back towards the door. But just has that look of, you know, again, just being that physical embodiment of vengeance with this, you know, spike chain that seems like almost alive in how it moves around, and as just like sort of that physical manifestation of fury. And she just kind of like looks each person in the eye and is just like, again, if you value your lives, you will leave. Because she is a trained assassin and won't turn her back on threats. So do you want me to roll, like, intimidate, or...
Intimidate is perfect for that.
Okay. I don't have the best intimidate, but I'll do my best. And that's a good roll.
Okay.
Not enough to... Yeah.
Yeah, they're just absolutely shocked. You have 2 actions. I take it it's just a mad dash.
I mean, as long as she is seeing them, like, you know, either leaving or stunned with fear, then yeah, she would get through that door.
All right. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, and we're just running back. Check on Poppy. Rune. You've been action. Or a turn. Rather, what do you do? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. That's better. Maybe if y'all could hear me, it would work. Rune is first going to grant True Strike on himself for 1 action. And then he is going to attempt... We'll see how this goes. Wrong level.
Servant failed to save.
And I hit it. All right.
And your attack hit.
Good times. Let me see. Let me roll a second time just to see if I get because I get to choose the higher of the 2.
Yeah.
With a True Strike. So I'll just go
you
ahead
roll
and
as a flat 20 and then like.
Yeah.
If you're about the cast, yeah. Yeah, that one's better. So you're good.
Oh, the other one. Yeah,
you got
okay.
a nat
All right.
16.
So we hit. Yep.
Yeah. 72 points of damage. You'll find this serpentine fiend is in pretty bad condition, but go ahead.
Unlike previous castings of this spell, there's nothing overly flashy in terms of visual. There's some arm movements of Rune, and there's a circle that sort of forms, but there's no beam or anything of that sort. It's just the flesh and the stuff that makes this creature just begins to disintegrate and decay and just separate from itself as layers of flesh and muscle just get torn away.
Do you have any actions left?
I do, because Corvus is independent, and Corvus has the ability to cast a spell. Corvus, we will cast Heal on our boy Legion.
Okay. How much is that for?
3d8 plus 24.
Okay.
I can do it.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Roll that for me.
Will do.
Okay. Legion. This creature, in desperation, lifts up. You can see just the flesh sort of flying off of its body as it shakes. Points a finger at you. I need you to make me a fortitude save. You don't have any hero points?
Nope. Used them all.
As it starts to melt into the ground from the lethal damage, you realize that finger isn't spite, it's spell. Your fortitude save fails, and it fails critically. Rune, you learned about this in the Magambia. It is old magic. It is magic so old that people are afraid to research it. But what they call it now is the Finger of Death. Legion, you take 160 points of negative damage, and the caveat to such damage is that if it reduces you to 0 hit points, you die instantly without any such save. Legion, as that finger is pointed to you, you fall to the ground, and as you land, it creates a crack so violent, so audibly deep into the earth that you feel in some way Katapesh has been split tectonically. Just a hairline fracture. You know by the time he hit the ground, he is gone. And by the time that sound stopped reverberating, so is this enemy. You have a chamber. You can hear chaos off in the distance. The Vesparin does arrive here. You're all sort of standing around this massive corpse. What do you do?
Rune runs to Legion.
Mm-hmm. Not moving.
Sort of slides to the ground to the body that's left.
Small motes of light are starting to lift off of the body and disperse. Dozens at first, and hundreds.
You do, Rune.
Rune, who had dropped his staff on his way to run over to Legion. You are the second one. Number 2 in the history of the Unforgotten. You did your people well. You did good by Sant. Thank you for everything, Legion. Thank you.
Poppy, you're there. I mean, you were 4 feet from him.
Poppy's face is still kind of in utter shock, not quite believing what she just saw, as she strides forward and falls to her knees right next to Rune, just sort of watching as the motes of light drift away. And she will place a hand on his chest, that person that she thought was an immovable mountain, or people. Rune, can we not bring him back?
No. His is beyond my magic.
So sorry, Legion.
One of the motes of light just kind of like gently brushes past Poppy's face.
She will grab her token of Aristelle. I didn't know you for that long, but you saved me multiple times. I'll remember you as family, Legion. And she will just quickly and very softly utter a brief prayer to Aristelle to watch over all of them.
Yeah, so basically, like, V just sort of takes in everything at once as she, like, stands in the doorway, like, you know, looking like she's, like, ready to finish the fight or whatever before, like, her arms slowly relax and kind of slump as she realizes what has happened. Her jaw locks slightly as, you know, almost by habit, she touches the mark of Pharasma on her chest before her finger stops, like as if forcing herself to break that habit. Yeah, she just kind of looks at him and the others and is just like, I did not know Legion as long as the others either. But what I knew of him, he was strong, he was brave, he did what he could to support us in not just with physical strength, with the strength of his hands or his physical presence in shielding us from blows, but just in the small things, like bringing in tea, or the driest jokes that one would expect from someone made of rocks. I regret that I could not get to know you better, Legion. But if the Grey Lady is one capable of mercy, then perhaps she will, at least I hope, that she would send you onto Valhalla, or whatever warrior's path your afterlife will take. And she kind of just looks down and is just sort of lost in her thoughts.
I want to add, you see people in the background, because things start to dissolve here. The biggest threats are eliminated, so these moves, they mean nothing, but you see them in the background. They're taking that alternate route to just get out. They're fleeing. The Triad's no more. In this state, you have what you need. You get the feeling they killed exactly who they needed to. And you have a moment here to sort of pay respects. Obviously, it's going to be time to leave soon. Sailix, while this is happening, you're speaking to someone else. Those chains did fall for the contract as the devil disappeared. Angelic, similarly, found a door to dimension through. This is Waldorf.
So walking up, Sailix removes the muzzle from Waldorf and kind of helps lower him fully to the ground instead of resting over that table that he was kind of hovering over from the chains. Whoa. I got you.
If you could not feel him breathe, you would think he was dead. He's completely limp.
Sailix kind of like lays him down. He's like, "You won. Came and got you. I brought you some presents." Reaching into a side bag in front of Waldorf, he sits down Uri's heart. And next to it, it's like, and to wash it down, just to get yourself up enough to walk out of here. He sits down, 2 potions. He leans down and he runs a hand through Waldorf's fur and touches his forehead to Waldorf's. "You need me to carry you out of here, I will. But you eat that heart like you promised."
Voice in your head, Waldorf.
In a growling approximation of voice, Waldorf takes in as deep a breath as he is capable of, pained, and as he breathes out, you understand one word: Poppy.
Felix just kind of pats him on the head. "You get yourself up into shape. I'll grab her."
He doesn't make any moves. He's on he's on a fence, I guess. If Poppy didn't make it because Waldorf doesn't know what happened to her, he won't drink the potions.
Well, when he pats Waldorf in the head, he says, I'll go get her."
And with that, like a almost like a huge racking sob comes out of this. Like it's almost an anachronism coming from this huge beaten bear, but the mouth opens and he inches forward and swallows Uri's heart in a single gulp, and then lays
moment,
back.
You saw the look through a vision, the look in Sailix's eyes. When he stepped, he broke form, joined his feet together, and calmly decapitated Uri. That is a killer you've known. There's a strength there. A bond formed, but more importantly, Waldorf, you feel a strength within yourself you've never felt before. It's immediately intoxicating. You feel strong. But that rage, just as it boils, it shrinks. You gain control of it again. And with it, it doesn't go away. Behind 1,000 locks, it wraps itself over. You feel a sense of external calmness. You knew you could transform, virtually at any point. But for some reason you were stuck in this form, in this rage. The rage didn't go away. It got worse. But what's even more dangerous is you knew how to hide it now. So it dissolves, and you return to your form. Waldorf. Dwarf. And you step forward. You see now your friends. The Vesparin. Poppy, Rune. People that laughed at you and mocked you when you're being dragged through the hall. They're fleeing, leaving the building, and it's in shambles down here. Do you join your friends?
Yes, actually, I think so. Calmly, surprisingly, like almost like a cold version of Waldorf, one that you've never seen before, except maybe before the mind control was broken the first time. As a matter of fact, I think some of the black is back in his beard.
Brilliant.
But he steps up to Sailix and just like puts a hand on his arm and says, "Thank you, my friend. It's been a long time."
Right. As Sailix dips down and picks up Legion's body. "Let's go home."
Oh, I don't know if we're quite done yet.
Waldorf?
Hello, Wolf.
She looks uncertain. It's definitely not a side of Waldorf that she's seen. Right. And then that moment of uncertainty just breaks, and she runs at Dwarf to try and give him a hug.
He opens his arms to her. But when she hugs him, something is off. She would be the only one who would notice, but something's not right.
Waldorf, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Oh, I am now. Or I will be. I'm just tired. I'm very tired. But we have work to do. We can talk about this at home. And he breaks the embrace and just kind of steps back from her. He's still wearing his armor, strangely.
Shocked.
Like, he is very
Scratches
dented
all
and
about it,
very bruised. Yeah, it is not the shining example of craftsmanship that it was when he put it on. And he's got the some very dark shadows under his eyes. He looks like he hasn't slept in months. Oh, don't worry. I'll be fine.
Well, we're ready to go home then, aren't we? Let's take what we see from the changes externally, from the perspective of Waldorf. For one, Sailix has Leviathan back. It looks as powerful as ever. You'll notice on the way up, Uri Zandivar has been cleanly decapitated. Looking at him makes you happy. You can still feel his heart in your stomach. The Vesparin looks different. You won't know, as she's been called recently the Vestige. And she won't know what that means. Not yet. Last you saw, Rune and Poppy weren't getting along, and now they seem to be unified, at least in the mission to rescue you, Waldorf. They didn't give up.
Oh, so I had to nearly get captured and killed for these two to finally make up, eh? See, I told you she'd come around, Rune.
It's dissolved to ash. You weren't there for that. But she has a crossbow now. As you ascend, you start to notice Dentridal, Gilroy, they're bringing their men in. Freedom fighters, half a dozen steel falcons, ready to clean this place up. I mean, we're hauling everything out, and when you come out, you notice some people came from the guilds. And they watch you over the sunset. They're just staring. The five of you leading this pyramid. They know that the Scarlet Triad is dead. Some aren't happy, but you'll find some are so happy that they're reduced to tears. This was a plight. This was a monster in the center of this awful, awful town. And you slayed the thing, cut its head clean off, and did it for the Packmasters. Now, technically, you committed a crime, and technically, the Zephyr Guard are supposed to stop you at this point. They don't seem to have it today, and they just watch. One of them, Senja, just blows you a little kiss as you watch the sun set over Katapesh and down the Golden Road. And that's where we're going to end off tonight, guys. Well done. Oh my gosh. All right. So, you know, I always know what to say until I get to this point, and we just wrapped another book. That's 5. All right. So, should we play it, Sam? Should we play it?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So, Vestige, Waldorf Heart Eater, God Killer, Constable, and Poppy. You have a victory to celebrate. You have a lot of changes to work through. But there's something bad cooking. Because, well, next time we stream, we're off next week. It's going to be October. And so begins the month of horror. And, well, it seems we've prepared something for you. Let's take a look before we do our outros.
When the shadows shift, the trees cry like hungry children, and the oubliette of a darker reality grows from beneath your feet. You have but a sampling of the pain you will feel in the plane of shadow. You were not ready then, and you still are not now. Welcome.
We will be back on the second Sunday of October with part 1, or episode 75 of Age of Ashes, called The Shadow War. That's all I'm going to say at this time. But why don't we go around the table and accept this ominous victory with reactions about the book, how we feel. Starting with Daniel. How's it going?
Yeah, that was something to watch. Thanks for dropping that on us right before outros, because I had something I was going to say and now it's gone. But I'm super excited. We made it through 5 books. It's been a crazy adventure to get to this point. I've never actually played in a game this long, so it's great to be at this point, and I can't wait to go forth to have even more shenanigans. But thank you, Ian, so much for getting us to this point. I'm sad that we're not playing next week, but I understand. It'll just make it even better when we come back. So definitely check us out on the second Sunday of October. And yeah, anyway, if you did like what we did here tonight, go ahead and check us out on our YouTube channel, and you can catch up on all the shenanigans that we got into and all the heart-wrenching moments, character deaths, and all that good stuff, and whatever the fuck that last video we just saw was.
Man,
yeah,
sure love a homebrew. Okay, wait, so I'm gonna just comment. You got a nat 20 for a total 51 on an attack roll on the boss fight at the end of the actual book, and he had to get a 5 or higher so as not to take the unrealistic outcome that is instantly dying from an attack, and he freaking failed. So you beheaded the monster at the end of the book, basically. So well done. I have an FU in this direction instead, but we're gonna carry it over because that was insane. That was a statistical anomaly. All right, okay. James.
I don't know. I feel like that was kind of an even trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. Legion. Oh, my heart. I haven't fully processed it yet.
Sans
that
hasn't
one's
either,
gonna
don't
be.
worry.
Oh well, see, that's the great thing about Legion is that, you know, all of those little souls go back to Mount Legion, and maybe in another 1,000 years or so, he'll craft himself another body. You know, from the monk perspective, is death ever really final? But yeah, God, what just happened to Waldorf? That is gonna be, whew. I feel some face paint coming on. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's a whole can of worms that I cannot wait to open. Maybe we will see a return of Waldorf's darker side. You never know. As always, don't forget, check us out on Patreon over at patreon.com/pennyforatale. Reach out to us on social media and let us know what you would like to see over there so that we can customize that content for you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks. And I hope everybody had a good time. This is, I think this is probably the first time I've had a character die on me that I actually like really cared about. So bravo, Ian. I did not see that one coming. And just for the audiences, you know, glance behind the screen. Legion even has a feat called Revivification Protocol, where if he had gotten to react and be in the dying condition instead of just immediately dead, he would have immediately popped back up to 1 hit point.
Yeah,
and been able to act
all
normal.
the dying conditions.
So
that
he even had like a get out of jail free card, and yeah, and no more hero points. I think I had 3 hero points tonight and had used all of them at that point in time. So I feel like that was meant to be.
And it was the turn you got Waldorf back, and it was just like
it really was.
It was like it was scripted, and it wasn't.
I genuinely can't be sad about it because it made for such a good moment and for such a good story.
So good. So
can't
good.
even be mad about it. I'll miss him, but like,
the bigger they are.
I think he had a good run.
Fall, truly. Yeah. All right. Vestige. Whoops, did I say that? Vesparin.
Ah, gosh. Yeah, so that was definitely a trip. Similarly, I imagine like Eriyn has quite a few things to process that she's just not doing because, you know, there was a job to do, and that's something that you can focus on instead of your problems, which I'm sure is great. That Shadow War thing was super spooky, and I'm a bit alarmed, but I'm sure that'll be great too, and super fine. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, if you dig me, you can find me on the internet at Savage Sparrow. SavageSparrow.com is my super awesome website where you can get nerdy apparel and accessories. I will be at Origins next weekend if you are in Ohio and looking to attend an awesome gaming convention and missed out on Gen Con. I will be right next to Foam Brain Games with our lovely GM Ian helping be booth bay. Otherwise, please check me out on our sister channel, Weave the Tale, as I GM Dune, Agents of the Imperium, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
All right. And I have so much to say about Vespa. Can't even touch it yet. It's all just... It's all coming. Actually, all of you. It's a little ridiculous how we're all... The party is assembled. But speaking of... Poppy's back as well. Look at you, Poppy. Sam, how you doing?
I'm back. Good. Poppy is also not processing a whole bunch of things that just happened. She killed her first person, but hasn't said anything. Waldorf is back, but Waldorf is spooky. And Legion just died, so... yeah, we'll process that stuff later, and it will be fine. And Poppy is still missing an ear and does not want it back at this point, so... Yep.
Rune has it.
Is good. By the way. Rune has it. Alright, you can keep it, Rune. You can wear it as a necklace, too.
Oh.
Ooh, give it to Waldorf. Give it to Waldorf.
He's
Waldorf
keeping an ear out
eat
for
it.
the Ravenswood.
You'll eat it.
He's keeping an ear out for the Ravenswood.
No,
oh, God, I hate it.
This is like, Rune could just hold it up. He's like, stop giving me an earful if Poppy's ever yelling at him or something.
Nice.
But
Yep.
there's say,
Yeah.
No, it'd be like Angelina Jolie with the vial of blood.
Yeah, or Spock,
Swear
like the final front ear that he wears on his neck.
Ah!
That was bad. Dumb.
Anyways, yep, I'm Sam Scribbles. You could catch me as Scribbling Penny all over social media, or I'm posting as Weaves the Tale. You can catch me sometimes. I'm around. Various one-shots over on Weaves the Tale, mostly behind the scenes, picking up the slack from Ian as he goes off to Origins and abandons me again. Yeah, I have abandonment issues now. So, yeah. I also make all the trailers for Weaves a Tale and spooky trailers that get sprung onto people. So that I just do random stuff. But go give me a follow on Twitter, and I'll keep posting random stuff. So yeah.
All right, last but not least.
Hello. I am Mr. Smith. You can find me on Twitter at Mr_Smith. I would like to point out that Sam is hands down one of the best people we have on our team, without question.
I second that.
Period. End of story. Aside from that, this session was so much going on, but we made it out. Another book down. Congratulations, everyone. Mad congrats to you, Ian, carrying us this far.
Pretty cool.
Really appreciate you. I'm very eager for the next little mini series we've got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well in the Plane of Shadow.
I think. Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't think our audience will get to see the various downtimes that are going to occur with the Unforgotten between now and beginning of book 6. Is that right?
Maybe bits and pieces, snippets. I mean, we're all on Twitter.
All right.
You can ask
Well,
us, you know.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I'll just toss this out there. At some point upon their return, there's a period of time, I'm sure that will pass. Rune will simply go to his sister and let her know that he will be leaving for a period of time.
Oh,
And
you
he's not sure when he'll be
bastard!
back. But he's telling her. He's telling her.
You told her you were going off to school too, and then 10 years later.
Listen,
She
I will
found
go
you.
into
You weren't coming
detail
back,
in a
so-
scene. I will go into
What was that
detail
about
in an actual
abandonment
scene.
issue?
I'm trying to keep this simple. Suffice to say, Rune tells his sister that he is leaving for a period of time.
Poppy says she's not happy.
Suffice
Fair.
to say.
And does he
Those are
only
our
tell
outposts.
Poppy, or does he just fuck off for the rest of us?
Dear audience, do you see my life? Do you see my existence? Because it's this. This is
I
is
mean,
my
he'll
Monday
probably
through
let-
Friday.
I mean, he would want to let Mr. Lavendil know, but it's not Sailix yet, so he doesn't really see the point.
Oh.
But he doesn't tell me? Wow. Okay. All right.
I mean, V will be around.
God. All right.
All right.
So yeah, this about sums up my life. There's no escape. This is just like the talent show that is us catching up about the RP sessions that go on behind the scenes. But the symbolic sunset over the city of Katapesh should be an indication that you stumbled across the bookend and you paved your way to it through bloodshed. Some of it easy, some of it not. We had a lot of struggles with some of those people in the basement. It got messy, and you pushed through. And with that sacrifice, we've ended book 5. Again, our little interstitial 4 or 5-parter in maybe the Plane of Shadow. And then, of course, we're still just streaming every Sunday. And then we roll into book 6, which is the final book in the Age of Ashes adventure path. And it will take us for the final levels. 18, 19, and 20. So if you like what you see and you want to see some madness, just follow. But that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.